stay as far away from that as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm deeply humbled to share my thoughts as we remember our fallen on this very solemn day. All across our nation, in towns much like ours, communities gather in squares, courtyards. They pause and remember. They hold in their hearts fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, husbands, and wives who have given the greatest of sacrifices in the name of freedom. Equally, their comrades who from every service join with the families and remember their brothers and sisters in arms who never came home, but will forever live in their hearts. No matter whether they served in the Pacific or in Europe, on the hills of Korea, in the rice paddies of Vietnam, in the deserts of Iraq or Africa, or on the mountains of Afghanistan, the American servicemen have selflessly put others ahead of their own concerns, and we continue to keep faith with our fallen. Around the world, some people call this day Remembrance Day, and I find that fitting. As we remember and promise never to forget those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Today we have an all-volunteer force, and according to the U.S. Census, 1% of the American people are serving in the military. 7% have served at some point in their lives. Yet in Navarre, Florida, up to 1/3 are currently serving. And depending on who you talk to, 3/4 have served in this community. You see, Navarre, Florida is where heroes live. They train, they work, and a patriotic community flourishes, as the example of having you here with us today. Rarely a night goes by without the sound of freedom echoing across our land, whether it's fighters from England or the AC-130 going to practice its deadly trade. We often see in the sound behind us battlefield airmen in their rubber raiding craft with CV-22s overhead. And if you look carefully on Highway 98, you may see a canvas-covered pickup truck with 16 exhausted Ranger candidates headed for their next phase of training. We are a community where junior ROTC cadets stand watch over 3,000 flags and recall the names of those who died on September 11th. And we're a place where Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and Girl Scouts learn of honor, duty, and the values that make our nation strong. Most importantly, we're a town where heroes have lived. Today in our town, there are several Gold Star families. Wives who say goodbye to their husband one last time. Children who were just babies when their fathers died. Young men who grew up in this community, gave their all for their nation. Families of the fallen have also found comfort in Navarre, and you should be proud of that, because they call you neighbors, family, friends. Today I come to speak to you not to mourn the dead, but to remind you that they are alive. They're alive in your heart. They're alive in the stories that you tell of them. And today, Navarre remembers. We honor our fallen with grateful hearts and are absolutely blessed to have known them. Over the 26 years that I have served in the Air Force, I've drawn strength from words of Thomas Paine when he said, "If there must be trouble, let it be in my days, that my child may have peace." I am strengthened in my commitment to my nation and its cause. You see, like so many others who I've served with who have not come home, we want more for our children. Today, as sure as I stand here before you, I assure you that our loved ones stand with us at your side, with their hand on your shoulder, bringing you comfort. So today I ask you to share the stories of your loved ones. Tell of those who have inspired you and ask others to share their stories. Tell the stories of how they lived and the lessons that they gave you. Tell the story of the father who sent photos of him holding an Afghan child that reminded him of his youngest daughter. Or the husband who stole time on an overseas telephone line to tell bedtime stories to his 3-year-old son. Or the story of the little girl who danced in the living room, who went on to the Air Force Academy. Tell the story of the soft-spoken, fair-haired boy with a smile who could light up a room, who loved what he did more than anything. Or the quiet, determined boy who grew to be a man and graduated from Navarre High School. Tell the story of the young airman who was always there to help his team. And the way he said goodbye was, "Hey, I love you, bro." Tell the story of the teammate who smiled when all hell broke loose and bullets were flying everywhere. And that was the last time you saw him. Today, you need to tell the stories of the fallen and remember them today and every day. I was taught when things got tough, all that mattered were the people to the left and right of you. Today, we stand together as one family. To your left may be a mother and father of a fallen hero. To your right, a man who held his best friend's hand as he died. We're all Americans, and we are better that we are a part of this community, having known these great Americans. Today, we remember. So in closing, ladies and gentlemen, I ask your indulgence as we have a few moments of silence after I recall the names of the 6 men from our community who died this year. Matt Cullen, Ryan Hall, Nick Whitlock, Justin Wilkins, Julian Skolta, J.D. Loftus, we will not forget. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time. I thank you for joining us in this time-honored practice of remembering our fallen. And I ask that the good Lord bless and keep you and all who serve, as well as God bless the United States of America.